So what I have for you today is a little lower body mobility / flexibility session. If you have a band like this, grab it. Otherwise, no big deal. So what we're going to do first is we're going to start with 90-90s. So we're going to be sitting on our butt. We are putting our legs into 90-degree angles. Now, if you need to lean back onto your hands, that's perfectly fine. Otherwise, we're going to stay seated upright. I'm going to have my hands in prayer, and then the knees are going to come up, and then they're going to flip to the other side. And then we're just going to keep on flipping. So here, we're working on our hip mobility, the ability of the femur to rotate through the hip joint. Good. All right, next, we are going to do hydrants. We're going to do them in a dynamic manner, though. So sometimes we don't want to use momentum in our movements. We want it to be a purely muscular focus. But sometimes it can be our friend. So here, momentum is actually going to allow me to improve my range a little bit. So wrists underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips, and then leg is going to stay in that 90-degree angle, just coming out to the side. I'm going to start nice and slow. But as I start to warm up, I'm going to get a little more aggressive with it. Now notice the rest of the body is not doing this. All of this is locked in, and it's just the leg that's carrying out the movement. All right, let's do the other side. Again, brace the abs, shoulders away from ears, stack your joints. We're going to start nice and slow. And now we're going to speed it up. All right, next, we're going to do the same thing, but this time we're going to do it with donkey kicks. So the way we set up our body is exactly the same. Wrists underneath shoulders, knees are underneath hips. And now we're going to kick out our leg back and then bring the foot towards the ceiling. Starting off slow again. And as we warm up, we're going to get a little more aggressive. All right, same thing on the other side. If you're having any knee sensitivity, you can place a thicker mat underneath your knees. All right, now we are going to do some more static type stretching. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to open up through the knees to wherever it's comfortable. Feet can be together or a little bit apart. Then we're going to go into our forearms. And then we are, well, I suppose it's not really a static stretch, is it? Dynamic stretch, correction. We're going to push our butt towards our heels. Well, I guess it's a cross. It's a hybrid. This is a hybrid. I'm going to push it back and hold. And then you're going to shift your weight towards your hands and then shift back into it. A few deep breaths here. Shift back forward and back. We're going to go for 5 here. Again, if any knee sensitivity, this is actually a really thin mat. It's a yoga mat. It's not the best. A workout mat would have been better for this. All right, good. Okay, next we're going to go figure 4. We're going to sit on our butt. Going to place ankle over knee. And then I'm going to push my butt towards my left heel, which is on the floor. Feeling a nice stretch in the glute here. Again, take some breaths here. This again is an example of a static stretch. Now for the other side, you can do the same thing. If you are non-weight bearing though, you're better off doing this lying down. So crossing the ankle over the knee, and then winding your hands through the leg, behind your thigh, and then pulling it towards you. All right, let's roll on up. Next, a little butterfly stretch. Feet come together. Do I need to take my boot off for this? Yeah, I'll take the boot off. Again, I can take my boot off if you're non-weight bearing. Follow your doctor's instructions, obviously. All right, so feet come together. And then I'm gonna use my elbows to press down on my inner thighs a little bit as I lean my body forward towards my feet. Nice deep breaths here. Next, we're going to go into a straddle stretch. If you need a little bit of extra for this, you can wrap the band, loop the band around something in front of you so you can pull it to stretch yourself forward. So legs are out to the sides now. And then, oh, I am mega tight today. We're going to try and put our forearms down. If not, we're just going to crawl our fingers forward a little bit to wherever you feel that stretch. Now, real stretching, yes, stretching can be really relaxing and really pleasant. However, stretching, when we're really trying to make some progress, should be a little bit uncomfortable. Okay, I don't want pain, and I definitely don't want any sharp pain, but it shouldn't feel super, super great. Okay, you should feel a level of stretch that makes you concentrate a little bit, makes you a little bit uncomfortable. But what you're gonna do is you're gonna accept that discomfort, and then you're gonna use your breath and just try and relax into it. All right, now we're gonna reach to one side. So forearm is gonna come down on the right side. Left is gonna reach up and over. Enjoying your breaths here. I'm definitely feeling a lack of flexibility from the last few weeks post-injury. Prior to this, I was regularly doing gymnastics, moving my body a lot. And, you know, it goes quickly. It does. If you don't use it, you lose it. All right, good. We're going to go into straddle again. Reach, reach, reach. This time we're going to flex our feet, and we're going to point. And then we're going to flex. And point. And flex. And point. And flex. And point. Okay. Next, we're going to do pigeon. I love pigeon. I'm going to have to be careful with my foot. If you're non-weight bearing, be mindful of, one, whether you're allowed to get into this pose, and two, of how you get into this pose. So if we're fully functioning, we're gonna start in a downward dog. If you can pedal your feet a little bit here, highly recommend. I'm just gonna do the one foot. Feels delightful. And then I'm gonna bring my knee into my chest. So the knee is in between my chest. My forearms are on each side, just in front. I'm trying to keep my hips square. And then relaxing into it. Taking some deep breaths here. After 30 seconds or so, we're gonna switch back. All right, this time obviously not pedaling this foot, but you totally should. And I'm going to carefully bring my left knee forward into the middle of my chest. Try and keep my hips square. Taking some deep breaths here. All right, now we're gonna do an adductor rock back. Again, be mindful of whatever your foot status is. This is an example of a dynamic stretch. So we are half kneeling, one leg is out to the side, and then let me demo on my other foot. So knee and toe are in line, foot is down on the floor, hands are out in front, and then we're pushing forward and back. I personally obviously am not doing weight bearing movements here. Once I'm allowed to weight bear, I'll do some routines that incorporate that because there's some great movements there too. Okay, so now we're gonna have legs straight out in front. I want you to point your toes. I want you to flex your feet. You'll be able to see actually, for me, my right foot is where I had surgery. Definitely a bit of a difference range of motion wise. Dorsiflexing is looking pretty good. For plantar flexing, toes pointing, right now my calf is pretty non-functional, so just lacking that bit of strength to get in there. Now for any of us who do have some ankle mobility issues, really all of us can do this, we're going to use the band here. We're going to pull to us. We're going to press. Let's go single actually because mine's just so different. So I'm being mindful, of course, of not being too aggressive. Getting really good calf stretch there too. And now we're going to press the band away for that plantar flex. Pulling towards us again. Plantar flex. Even as I do this, I can see the dorsiflexing range is improving a little bit. And switch. This band's not ideal. A thicker band, like a TheraBand, would be better, but you know, you gotta use what you have. All right. Oh, look at this left ankle. It's crushing it. The left side was always my weaker side. The right was the performer, but now the left. It's your time to shine, baby. Crushing it. All right, we're gonna use the band now. We're gonna lie down. You're gonna stretch the hamstrings. If you do not have a band, I will show you the other option. But with the band, what we're gonna do is we're gonna loop it around our foot. Leg is nice and long, up to the ceiling. Hips are on the floor. And then we are just gently pulling that band towards us. Keep that knee straight. Okay, no bending of the knee, that's cheating. Remember, this will probably feel a little bit uncomfortable, and that's okay. If you need a break, you can bend, or you can relax the band for a sec, and then get back into it. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna let the foot fall out to the side a little bit, and then we're gonna bring it across the body. Wait here for a second, so this is gonna get your TFL. Let it fall all the way. Oof. And then get into that spinal twist. Just cracks my back. That's awesome. All right, same thing on the other side. Gotta love both sides, especially the one that's working extra right now. Making sure we're keeping that knee straight. Obviously, if you have somebody at home who can help you with this stretch, it's also a good one. Out to the side, and then across the body. Ooh, definitely feeling that. Hold it, breathe through it, let it fall. If you don't have a band, the alternative is straight leg, and then we're gonna grab behind the knee, sort of at the bottom of the thigh, it's the bottom of the hamstring behind the knee, and then we can bend, then we can extend, bend, extend. Oh, nothing like your knee making some crunchy noises. Ugh. Aging's a gift. All right, last one. Legs straight out in front. We are on our sits bones. Shoulders above hips. Back is nice and straight. Check in with your posture. We're gonna get nice and tall. We're gonna reach, and then we're just gonna fold over our legs. You can grab onto your ankles. You can grab onto your feet. Let the head hang. We're just folding ourselves into here. Whatever that looks like for you, okay? Progress, not perfection. However, if you do this consistently and regularly, I guarantee you, you will see improvements and you will feel a lot better. All right, that's it for me. See you next time.